Welcome back to Cadash. So yeah, since now that we've rescued the princess, we have to defeat Baalogue. So let's see if we can find him.
How hard can it be?
So yeah, Baalogue's castle is annoying as crap. Why? Because you have to deal with monsters that throw shit at you, and you have to do platforming while that's happening. So that's not exactly fun.
And with the knockback, oh boy!
Mm-hmm. Also, this level is a maze as well.
Oh, it's one of those. Take the magic door, and who knows where you'll end up.
Yes, and look at that! Brilliant. Ugh.
Oh boy! Hey, I just found out an interesting tidbit about the ports of this game.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Suck it to us.
Believe it or not, Pedro, you're technically playing the better version because the Genesis and TurboGrafx 16 versions do not allow you to continue.
I did mention this at the end of the previous part.
Well, this one has to, Jova. It's an arcade.
Well, think about it though. By default, that makes this the best version to play, seeing as how the other versions, if you die, you rebooted back
Well,
to the
true,
start.
but from what I've played a bit of the TurboGrafx version, it seemed they toned down the difficulty quite a lot in the console versions, it seems.
Fun fact also, the two classes that the Genesis version released are considered the better classes.
Mm-hmm.
Which supposedly adds another layer to the difficulty.
That's why I was so critical of the final segment of the Sega Sonic arcade game, because, you know, lose and you get and it's just game over and you have to start the game all over from the beginning, even though the whole point of arcade games is that you can continue as long as you have money.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There was actually another Capcom game that I was actually thinking was similar to this. I don't think it's completely similar. I think it was just another major platformer, but just with some RPG elements. And I found it's called Magic Sword. Apparently, it received a lot of ports also on consoles, and was, collecting a couple of the Capcom collections. So it has received his fair share of, ports outside of the.
This game actually was released in one of the title collections, actually, from what I've seen.
I can see why that would be the case. Anyway, let's see, reading up on more stuff. Apparently the ninja is considered one of the best characters in the game, seeing as how he's fast, fairly strong, has the best range of his projectile weapons, and get this, can hit enemies behind walls. Ain't that some stuff?
Mm-hmm. Alright,
I mean, that's because he's a ninja and shit.
A side-scrolling fantasy arcade game. Well, okay, what kind of gameplay? Oh, it does seem like it would be. Yeah.
I remember trying it in one of the collections, but it didn't sink my teeth too much into it, so I quickly forgot how it is.
There is a magic meter, fills up.
That in itself takes elements from another Capcom arcade game called Black Tiger.
It doesn't seem.
Really?
It doesn't seem to say anything here in the gameplay section about anything about XP. There are classes, yeah, but it doesn't.
No, I think it's probably just another straightforward beat 'em up.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the thing too. Like,
no, again, I'm trying to remember if it adds something very similar to this game or not.
If I recall correctly, there were some Dungeons and Dragons arcade.
Those are already mentioned also in the previous part, Jova. Yes.
But yeah, I mean, the genre really is very lax, and for a good reason. Like, again, combining an RPG with an arcade game.
Also, this core, jeez.
There you go. May God help you.
God help you.
I'm the princess.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Don't worry, Debs. You missed absolutely jack shit. Anyway. That's the thing.
I should call this game jack shit.
When it comes to a proper traditional RPG, as in, you have levels, you have experience points, you can grind even. Because as far as I can tell, this Magic Sword game doesn't have that kind of structure. This is the only one on arcade that I know of, and that I could find, really. Maybe there's some obscure one that I'm not familiar with,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's
probably.
probably some very obscure ones out there, but I'm guessing this is the most quote-unquote well-known one.
And that's giving it a bit too much credit because most people aren't even aware of this game's existence nowadays.
Pretty much.
I mean, maybe it was somewhat popular, especially in Japan back when it first came out, but it got quickly forgotten. Clearly.
With a very crude Google search of RPG arcade machine, I get for result that this one, first of all, the Dungeons and Dragons game that I mentioned, one of the Gauntlet games, so to be fair, I know nothing about the series, so I cannot tell. The Tavaro Druaga, which is an Namco IP, but I only heard the fame, never played it myself, so I don't know how much RPG it might be.
I feel like Tara Draga got representation in some crossovers.
Namco Cross Capcom Jova, and the Smash Bros as the costume of the main character Gilgamesh.
But anyway, yeah, we found the golden key, so we were able to go open the golden door. Again, this is exactly the kind of stuff Stick of Truth was parodying. Like, it's literally silver key to open the silver door and golden key to just like in the Stick of Truth parody. But anyway.
Oh boy.
Yeah, now we're almost done. Let's find Baalogue and defeat him.
For great justice and shit.
Oh, and now we have to fight Worm. And now we have to,
Worm.
that's the thing too. It's only this one.
Just the worm?
Maybe
why not the entire boss brigade?
Remember, too, we already fought the pink pudding earlier, so
I guess.
But what about Cthulhu?
Or the devil, but it's not really a devil.
maybe the developers thought, nah, it doesn't make any sense for to be a fire demon in a castle. Maybe, I don't know.
Of course, the enemy that makes the most sense to return is the flipping caterpillar.
To be fair, probably one of the easier to code.
Still, though, not exactly the most intimidating foe for the final area.
Go ahead, so you can be Baalogue.
You have finally arrived.
I said
all the
tail.
way here.
Oh, sorry, but the fun is ended. I shall have the pleasure of ending
Alive!
Oh my!
tour life.
Are you gonna take a tour through life?
Yes.
The cancelling tour life. That was my favourite.
Baalogue! It's a Baalogue! Baalogue has appeared! They mistyped his name!
I get the translation. The translation team just decided to give up because it was at the end of the game.
Fuck it! Nobody's gonna get to this point. Let's just fuck all. And he turns into a
red dragon.
Let me guess, this is the awesome monster that will kill you if time runs out.
No, it's not. I'll show you. I'll show you in a few minutes, Jova. Don't worry. You'll be able to see the awesome monster later on. Okay, so here's what happened. The translators got to this point and they were like, this game is fucking impossible. No one's gonna get this far. So, you know what? Fuck it. Let's not even bother proofreading this crap.
Again. I think it says something that, the working designs localization is arguably better, I'm guessing.
Well, the working designs translation was done before they established their trademark pop culture references stuff.
Oh, that's it?
Well, that's done. Let's go back to the Azar.
Wait, that was it.
He just flies away?
Hold on, Jova.
Well, I mean, I guess fleeing is the end
Hold
of
on.
a battle.
Wait a minute.
You should be seeing it. Yeah, there you go. That's their hint right there. Go ahead, Dibs.
Don't be assured yet. Baalogue is still alive.
Spoilers.
Why are you lying on the ground?
It's to imply that they've been. It's to imply that the
I know,
Baalogue
he's
has.
probably
injured,
waiting for us at the end, isn't he?
Oh, and look at that. Actually, no. I think I'm going to. This is Remember, this is a blind playthrough, so I'm trying to see what I can find. Yeah. And the king is not here. In fact, the chair is inverted for some reason.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
that supposed to be spooky?
I guess.
Yes.
And yeah, they all say the same thing.
Don't be assured yet.
Don't be assured
Okay.
yet. I'm pretty sure that's not how you use the verb
Are you
assure.
conjecturing to not be assured yet?
I'm pretty sure that's not how you use the verb assure, but whatever.
But Pedro, it happened to be how you used verb.
Again,
Yes,
that's
there.
literally
Go ahead, Teo.
Pokemon Vietnamese crystal. Let me guess. The king will. Team, something terrible has happened. While you have been chasing after Baalogue, Baalogue has come to attack this kingdom. And as you see, the palace has been completely destroyed. And I too have received this wound.
Wait, what?
Lear! This is not my father!
Here.
He is not wearing the chain my father always had around his neck.
Oh, Jack. If you are fooled and brazen away, that is right. I am King of Devil, but home.
The King of Devil?
This translation, he who is the strongest always rules the world, and the one most befitting of a name. Ruler is I myself. This is ultimate warrior rebel rambling.
Yeah.
So there you go.
He ghost wrote this thing.
So yeah, now we have to fight. We have to fight Baalogue again. Go ahead.
That is why I had Sarasa abducted and had you taken away. There is no place for two rulers in this world.
Hey, are you serious? You did all this just to try and lure us to you?
Also, this music.
Bow, 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 bow.
What is going on?
This was some
You tell
stupidly.
me.
This was some stupidly elaborate plan. Why not just come and kill us
I shall
yourself?
kill you with my bare claws because those are not hands.
So yeah, apparently his plan is that he thinks that he should rule the world because he's the strongest. But how exactly does kidnapping the princess of one kingdom make you the ruler of the world exactly?
Well, don't you see, Pedro? It was all part of his plan to lure us, the heroes, to him so he could kill us.
But this music.
But that doesn't.
Ow, ow.
Like I said, it's a stupidly
it's
over-elaborate
two-headed
plan.
now.
This plot is so generic that it actually collapses into the void of its own genericness.
And it doesn't help by the baffling translation.
That's the thing too. The baffling translation is what saves this plot from being the most boring shit ever. That's the thing.
While bad in the terrible gameplay. Okay, now he's dead for real.
No, I am defeated.
This one. So you are leaving, no matter what I say. I will miss you very much. Now, behold, this is the best part of the translation. I would like to follow after you, but I have a duty to rebuild this country. Okay, fair enough. If you come by Dear Tsar again, please promise you will stop by. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is great. I will make certain that by then, this country will be recovered.
Oh, have you lost it?
Hold on. May God bless you. Hold on.
All right.
Hi, Tim.
Wait, what?
Hold on.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Thank you for the important thing.
What did you forget about what you've done?
Wait. So you
And that's it.
Wait, hold
Why did
on.
I get that filthy animal?
Hold on. So you said hi as we were leaving, and then you thanked us for an important thing upon which we do not want to know what it is,
Okay.
unless by important things you are talking about us saving the country.
Just out of very morbid curiosity, what does she say in the proper correct
And
translated version?
I haven't actually checked too, but I think it's pretty safe to assume that what she actually means to say is, "Hey Tim," and then she says, "Thank you for everything." That's my guess. That's my guess.
Important thing.
You know. I want to imagine that in the correct translation, she actually says "bye," the complete opposite of what she said here.
How about this? While you guys are doing your final thoughts, I will check myself. But first, let's take a moment to appreciate that beautiful ending. Hi Tim, thank you for the important thing.
And it turns into one of those photograph ending, even though it doesn't fit the fantasy world.
What a beautiful train wreck.
What are you saying? Hi is totally the way to greet someone who's leaving.
Oh crap! Could you guys give me a time, please?
Go to 14.
Okay.
Oh,
all right, I'm there.
Boy.
Almost
Okay,
there.
get ready.
2, 1, go.
Thank you,
Bob.
So yeah.
Oh, well, you came, Bob. I've been waiting. This is my.
He says the exact same shit. So whatever. All right.
More correctly.
So let's check out the barbarian. See how different he is.
Oh, the guards look different.
The only thing the barbarian can do is jump and attack with his sword. That's it. Again, the game flat out tells you that this is the best character for beginners, and I can see why, because his control scheme is incredibly simple and easy to get into.
Button mashing.
Uh-huh. Alright, let's see. Yeah, let's give ourselves max XP again. There you go. Bob has gone into a higher level. Well, that's what the translation says.
Again, this translation is just so beautiful.
It's an important thing too.
Of course.
Is this the important thing that... Oh, wow! He plays much better than the mage.
Well, again, he's more physical motherfucker, so yeah.
Which means no having to worry about magic not taking effect.
Remember, Jova, according to the game, the Barbarian is the easy mode. So...
Although the counterbalance ideally is that it doesn't do much damage to enemies, but will probably require magic spells to be defeated.
Probably. Not that I care, because I didn't experiment much with the other, because quite frankly, I don't really like to play this game.
Yeah, can see that.
Again, this game was just a bad idea.
Also, one thing that I noticed is that when the mage died, it says team has reincarnated, just reincarnated. But for this one, it says reincarnated miraculously.
No, well, actually, no. Even with Tim, they also say that. They always say the exact.
Notice, but oh fuck.
That's the eye thing.
Yeah, I forgot it.
So yeah, as you can see, the Barbarian is very simple. We'll check out the Priest and the Ninja after this. I think I'm gonna go straight. In fact, since I killed the Black Pudding very quickly in my profit playthrough, let's try and beat Black Pudding again, so we can give Black Pudding some more screen time. Ugh. God damn it, game.
Also, again with this music.
Sorry, have I missed anything again?
No.
Bob the Barbarian is a much better fighter than Tim the Magician, it seems.
Tim the Wizard, remember. There you go.
Is there a difference?
There you go, now let's try the Priest. What name? Only 3 letters. I mean, there's not really that much switch for names in this thing, is there?
Ma'am.
Matt.
Oh, Matt.
Matt, there you go. Hey, well, how well you came, yeah.
So even though you're currently playing as a woman, let me guess, they still refer to you as a man when you're
more like they're making sure the dialogue doesn't actually specify pronouns.
Oh my god, she really is a Belmont.
Well, actually, no, Theo. There are times where the characters will say, "Oh, I've been waiting for a brave man." So technically,
oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, to be fair, technically, do we know for sure that this priest is a woman? Because
well, I mean, the portrait looks like a woman. The sprite looks
maybe
like a
it's a
woman.
case like Final Fantasy 1 where it was just left ambiguous.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. Like the game doesn't care what
it really doesn't matter.
Hey, I mean, I guess it means that, you know, if the princess is the hots for whoever rescues her, then this game's rather progressive.
In an accidental way. Like, I'm not sure how much of a victory is there, Jova.
It's like with the Spider-Man 2002 game when you play as Mary Jane, rescuing and kissing Mary Jane.
I lack the magic points. There you go, Theo. When you lose your MP and you can't do magic anymore, she literally says, "I lack the magic points."
So basically, this has turned into a Castlevania playthrough because, yeah, that's...
Although it's weird, the whip gesture is a bit different from the traditional one, because the one of the traditional Belmont instead is like a sort of a mid-arc from the top, you know, to the characters left or right. Instead, the priest here is just, you know, doing a single thrust forward. It might as well wear an S-Stock than a whip.
Alright, in the meantime, I'm checking the TurboGrafx 16 version to see how...
So what is the priest's advantage?
She can do that whip thing, and she has and she has defense, and she has defensive magic.
Nice.
The way it's written, it makes it look like it's
Tom the ninja.
yeah. This great ninja will help us. What's his name, sir? Tom.
That sounds something that Soul Song Creation will make, Tom the Ninja.
One day I'll press request again. Oh, in the TurboGrafx version, she just says our name, and then it cuts... Oh, hold on. That's what she says. The TurboGrafx version, she says, "I will never forget you." Okay.
Oh.
Never mind. I will never forget your courage. That's what she says.
Okay,
I guess that was the important thing.
Did she?
Again, I'm still convinced, Theo, that the original script said "thank you for everything." That's the most likely explanation. But no, for some reason the translators fucked up, and it came out as "thank you for the important thing."
So it wasn't. It can't have been that important if you call it just a thing.
Thank you. Can you even imagine saying that to someone? Hey, by the way, thank you for the important thing.
It can't have been that important, then, can it?
Oh man, this translation is what saves this game from being utterly forgettable.
It's something, all right.
That's why that's why I didn't bother with the other versions, because as you can see, without a bad translation, this game just is completely and utterly unremarkable.
How does this game run any different on PC Engine?
No, from what I've played, it runs just fine. The only real major difference is, of course, the graphics, and even then, the downgrade is not that much. Considering even in the arcade game that we're watching right now, the graphics are not exactly stellar, as you can see. So it's not like there's that much to downgrade. So yeah, the ninja can, of course, for the shurikens, and he's faster. That's the basic gist of it.
So basically, go for the ninja. It sounds like.
That's the thing, Joe. But this game is just balls to the wall unfair, regardless of who you play as. So
I can see that.
So
yeah.
it doesn't really matter. Just do what I do, emulate the game, and give yourself infinite credits, and just brute force your way through, basically.
Then you'll win eventually.
All right, now we're back here. Let's see. Don't take too much time. If you take time in the fight, I hear an awesome monster will appear, and as you can see, my timer is almost up. So let's meet this quote-unquote awesome monster, or fearsome monster, as is known in the topographics translation.
Your time has come, old man.
I'm curious. Let me see how the Genesis, what she says in the Genesis version.
I thought if the time ran out, the wizard would just instantly die and get a game over.
All right, let's see. All right, so
it's like in Time, the movie.
All right, it's only 20 more seconds, and we'll finally meet the awesome monster.
I can't wait to be severely disappointed. Oh, and of course the water doesn't damage the enemies.
Because that's fair, isn't it?
Absolutely.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it's a skull.
That's it.
That's it. That's the awesome monster.
And if it catches you, you die.
Not very.
Dingo.
Basically, it translates out to if you run out of time, you lose a life. That's basically
because fuck you.
Wow, that was
a firecracker, Jova. Again, you get hyped up for it, but by the time it fires up, well, it's still a firecracker.
All right, let's see what the Mega Drive translation says.
It's like getting a firecracker while expecting a firework.
Kinda, pretty much. All right.
Hold on. Let me say what she says in the Genesis version, because the Genesis version has a different translation. I'm already saying farewell. Then we start going away, and then she goes, "Wait." Yes, princess. What did you say? And after that he goes away. Wait, she just told you to wait, and you still go away. Okay. And then now it cuts to okay, and the portrait of the princess is exactly like in the arcade version. You have done a great thing. Thank you. Okay, I guess it's a bit better than thank you for the important thing, but
I get what she wanted to mean. Thank you for your service, which is a sort of a way to mask the whole.
Okay.
Thank you for playing the game.
I'm guessing.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
I'm guessing the Genesis translation is a more direct transliteration, as in they basically translated everything to the letter, whereas of course Working Designs tried to make the sentences make more sense to the English language, which makes it the better translation from what I'm saying here. Because in the TurboGrafx translation by the Working Designs, she literally just says, "I will never forget your courage," which, of course, that's perfectly fair. So yeah, basically the TurboGrafx version has the best translation. But I will still take the arcade version because the arcade version's translation is absolutely hilarious. So yeah, Baalogue did not manage to end tower life, so we're fine. All right, that was Cadash, everybody. Taya, what do you think? Okay, from an RPG veteran to another RPG veteran, Taya, what do you think of this whole experiment of putting an RPG in an arcade?
It's not turn-based, 0 out of 10. More seriously, it's a noble attempt, but not still a good one, to be honest. It's being an arcade game. The difficulty is obviously severely stacked against you, and I'm pretty sure with enough working around making, the level design, enemy design, and general story more appealing, it might have actually more convinced people to spill their quarters. But this looks a bit bland on the side to me. The hilarious, stupid translation doesn't help it, of course. And even so, the console ports, particularly the one that fixes the translation, are for naught anyway because we make the gameplay even worse technically. So it's generally not really worth it to play this game. More like it's a testament. Just give it a look, maybe a quick play, and that's it. Next.
Dwarfs. Oh, hold on. In the Genesis translation, she's not called Sarasa. She's called Sarasa. They replaced the R with an L.
It's a common thing that Japanese to American translations do,
and
that because of the cultural difference of L and R that Japan doesn't use.
Go ahead, Debs.
So, okay, I'm pretty sure no one other than the developers of this game ever asked the question, how do we put an RPG in an arcade? Because there is no good way to do it, because it's a really dumb idea, and yet the developers of this game seemed determined to answer a question that nobody was asking.
Yeah, basically.
And lo and behold, the result.
I mean, the graphics are okay, but the music is weird, and seriously, this kind of game as an arcade machine, you'd have the kids stuck in there from opening till close.
Yeah.
They fall behind in their schoolwork.
And God forbid the amount of quarters it must have taken.
Yeah, they'll bankrupt their whole household in a week. The only way this could have worked is if these were one of these arcade machines that lets you type in a code or prints out a card for you, so that you can come back and finish off your progress.
Imagine.
But no, they actually expected people to finish a game like this in one arcade, standing, or accurately not sitting, because you'd be standing there.
What do you think of the beautiful translation?
Oh, it's one of the greatest translations in the history of gaming. This guy, our sick, can't even hold a candle to this.
I know, right?
Again, the best thing about it is how it basically collapses for the final stretch. But you can clearly tell that people are like, okay, let's just type that in and let's not proofread it.
Don't worry, no one will ever get this far anyway. It's not like they'll be able to care.
It's like Action 52. It's like, no one's going to check all the games, so forget,
The developers never could have predicted that emulation would become a thing, and people would be able to just brute force their way through the game with infinite continues. So
I wonder if this is why the ports actually got proper translations, because now people actually would have the chance to get to the end.
Well, yeah.
And could you imagine them making a HD remix of this? Remake, sorry.
I mean, if it manages to fix some of the stuff, sure, I guess.
I guess the better question is anyone asking for
no?
No one was asking.
Not really.
No one was asking for this in the first place.
Yeah,
true.
This IP is doomed to perish and be forgotten, basically.
And Taito is just releasing collections these days, so.
Yeah, that's me. It's one of the most bizarre game ideas I've ever heard, and the execution is as equally bizarre.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Too. Baalogue in the Genesis version is called Baalogue.
I mean, yeah. Makes sense. Even before the Peter Jackson movie, a lot of fantasy stuff did took inspiration from Lord of the Rings.
All right, Jova.
Oh God, it's a game that no one was asking for in any sense. An RPG on the arcade machine theoretically does not work. Now, sure, maybe you could find a way to make it work. They did not. Yes, they certainly gave us a game, but they did not make it work.
I love this one. I'm still checking the Genesis translation. In the Genesis translation, she says, when she finds out it's not her father, my father always wears his chain of office. Chain of office?
That's technically a term, I guess.
It's just not called... It's a thing that this game has. Some of the terms that it uses do exist in the English language, but they're not commonly used. They are very archaic in how they're presented.
And I love the Baalogue's answer. Clever child, you are not fooled. Well, may it profit you, for you are right. May it profit you?
Old ancient English, Pedro. It's, again, another staple of fantasy storytelling using the Arthurian type of English to make it seem like it's, of that
Okay,
period.
then go ahead, Jova.
Oh boy, the music is some of the most baffling music I've ever heard in a soundtrack. I can't decide whether it's full-on bad, has a good melody in mind but just can't portray it right because of the instrumentals, or has good instrumentals but uses them terribly. It's a hodgepodge of terrible. The knockback is insane. The enemy placement is unbelievably dickish. The amount of enemies is overwhelming. The translation is an artwork rendering piece of disaster. The classes are unbalanced as all fudge. Even still, it doesn't matter which class you choose, you're going to lose a lot. And I do mean a lot. The supposedly awesome monster that kills you when time runs out is not awesome, so I would sue for false advertising if I could.
True.
But Jova, don't you see what they actually meant to say was fearsome, not awesome?
Even still, it's what? A flying skull? I guess some people might find that fearsome, but with the way it's rendered in-game, it just looks silly. Actually, that would imply that I get any emotion out of seeing it. The graphics are fine. But let's be honest, you aren't going to be paying attention to the graphics when you're dealing with getting humped by enemies left and right. Like, holy cow, this is one of the most unfair games I've ever seen before. Yes, even by arcade game standards. It makes other arcade games look perfectly fair. Mind you, the arcade genre is something specifically designed to eat up your quarters. This game looks like it would eat up your life savings just trying to get through it in one go. Let alone from the amount of times Pedro died. Like, sure, maybe there's someone who's managed to get this through with no hits whatsoever, but if you have, I question how much you had to practice on this game of all things to get that good at it, because...
Again, it's the South Park World of Warcraft parody thing. Gentlemen, we are dealing with someone who has absolutely no life.
In the end, what I say this is a weird archaeological find. Like I said, this deserves to be put into a video game museum. For several things. First off, for being one of the worst games ever. And two, for being a reminder of what not to do in the future. And three, well, just look at it. You can pretty much find reasons left and right just by watching it, let alone playing it. Holy cow, Cadash. You are one crazy mofo of a game.
But what about that beautiful translation?
Yes, hi there. As you're leaving, thank you for that important thing. The important thing being...
photograph.
Don't you see, the important thing was the friends we made along the way.
Exactly, see? Now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
No, it isn't.
Close us out, Pedro.
What a beautiful, beautiful train wreck of a game. The gameplay sucks balls, the music sucks balls, the graphics are okay, but not that interesting. What really, and the story is the most generic crap. Even when it does try to have some kind of a fake out twist at the end, who gives a crap by that point? Because nobody.
Pedro, the lady's husband, gave his life so his village could go hide underground amongst the city of bones.
True. True, but he was he wasn't a man. He was a kind man, as the wife says. You know.
Of course, he was a kind man.
No, nan, a kind nan. That's what the woman said. But anyway,
Nah.
I'm going to end tour life. But anyway, yeah, what saves this game from being the most unremarkable thing ever made is it's the arcade English translation, which ham-fisted doesn't even begin to describe this translation. Like, seriously, like, so many typos and so many mangled messages. Like, seriously. Again, it's not the TurboGrafx and Mega Drive versions have completely different sentences. The one the closest one was saying, "You have done a great thing, thank you." But so as for the thank you for the important thing, I'm still convinced that it was supposed to be thank you for everything. That's the only way. That's the only possible theory I can have for what the translation mangled. But aside from that, yeah, the translation is full of hilarious errors. And yeah, this needs to be a meme. Thank you for the important thing. Just because of how ridiculous it is of a sentence just to say to a person. But aside from that, yeah, this game is a train wreck. From what I've seen, it has been re-released in a couple of title collections here and there. But that's about it, and even then, those nobody buys those collections for this game. This game has been forgotten for a good reason. It's a terrible idea, executed terribly. So, there's pretty much almost nothing salvageable about this game. Like, the only best thing is the translation. And now that I've played this game so that you don't have to, you can enjoy the translation thanks to this playthrough. You're welcome. So yeah, that was all right, audience. Hi, that was Cadash. Thank you for the important thing. See you
next game.
See you next game.
No, guys. If we're gonna do this properly, it's see you last game.
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah. Last game. We're disbanding.
You'll see.
See ya.
See ya.